All right, what's going on, guys? Today we are going to look at our standard operating procedures. So this is the SOP for Freedom Score Group. Okay, we start off by intaking a client. By intaking a client, we are gaining that lead, that potential client from a source. Either the client or the lead has called in to Freedom Score Group via telephone, or the lead has come from a source such as Facebook, one of our marketing sources. Once the lead calls in and they are interested in credit repair, it is our job, it is an opportunity for us to educate and close that lead and turn them into a client. So, the first thing that we do is we get them in contact with a representative of Freedom Score Group. Now, here is the Freedom Score Group lead call script. We're going to go over the lead call script. Remember to take notes and place them in the system for every client call that you take. Here is the lead call script. Greetings, my name is Mr. Smith from Freedom Score Group. Did I reach you at a bad time? Usually they're going to say yes or no. If they say yes, you want to try to schedule them for a call back as soon as possible. You want to start off with a 30-minute spread, meaning if you are on the phone with the lead at 10 o'clock a.m., you want to try to reschedule that call at 10:30. The closer you have contact, again, with that lead, the better the opportunity we have on transforming them into a client. All right? If they said no, then you proceed with the script. In red here, we have for leads from PPP only. PPP is Prime Property Partners. That is our sister company, and we work with them very closely, and a lot of their real estate leads come in and they turn into credit clients, right? If the lead is tagged as coming from Prime Property Partners, this is what you should say in the red. I've received your phone number from Mark Jenkins. We are the credit division sister company from Prime Property Partners, and he informed me that you were looking to purchase a home and had some credit challenges. I wanted to call you and figure out how we could help you with that. Okay? That's what you should say. All right, so now we will move on down further into the script. You can also say here if the person is not a Prime Property Partner lead, this is your default script. I see that you have inquired about credit repair services. I can definitely help you get started with that. Okay? Or I see that you inquired about credit repair services. I wanted to call and figure out how we can help you with that. Okay? These are questions that you should ask, qualifying questions when you're on the phone speaking with your lead. I love to learn more about your situation. When was the last time that you pulled your credit? In this situation, you want to find out how active are they actually being with their own personal credit. You want to see if they're taking initiative or if they are completely lost when it comes to managing their own credit. This is great information for us because it allows us to gauge how much education we're actually going to have to give the client. Number two, what is your time frame for getting your credit in order? Again, we want to gauge to see how long they have in order to get their credit in order. If they're saying that, hey, I want to get my credit together within 30 days, we know that that's a client that we're not going to necessarily be able to help if they're very adamant about getting their credit done and taken care of in 30 days. The credit repair industry does not work that way. You have to allow clients to understand, you have to let them know that the credit repair process is a 6-month commitment, a 6 to 12-month process. You shouldn't let them know immediately off the bat. Again, we are just gathering information at this point to gauge what our client or what this lead is looking for and how they are going to fit into our system. Number three, do you plan to make any purchases within the next year? Any major purchases within the next year? They may cause you to pull your credit. Car, home, college, etc. We want to make sure, again, that we're qualifying our leads and really understanding whether or not they need our service. 4, do you have any public records on your report, such as liens, bankruptcies, or judgments? This is very, very important as well. Bankruptcies, liens, judgments are very, very difficult to remove from credit reports. Not to say that they can't be removed, but we must make it clear to the client that if there is no mistake on the behalf of the people who put the bankruptcies on their report, that is going to be very, very difficult to remove those things. Again, we do not make promises that we cannot keep in the credit repair business. So make sure that you go over these questions with your potential client. Do you currently have any credit cards? This is very important as well because of the fact that we want to see, again, how actively are they participating in their own credit relationship, their own personal credit. How well are they managing that? And if they do not have any credit cards, that tells me that this person has no credit and that they need to be educated on how to actually build their credit. Okay, you'll run into a lot of situations where there are clients who have no credit, and that can be just as detrimental as having bad credit, maybe even worse. Finally, are you familiar with the 3 credit bureaus and how your score is calculated? Again, we want to see how much do they know. Okay, if no, we can definitely get you up to speed on how that's done. If yes, great, keep it moving. If you find that a lead is familiar with credit and how it works, and they just have some things that they need to clean up on their report, you don't necessarily have to go over the education as much with those types of clients as you would have to go over credit education with clients who are not familiar with the process. So you can save a little time there. Next, we can definitely help you improve your score. We would love to work with you and your family to achieve your goals and your freedom score. I would like to take a look at your credit report right now. Our 30-minute credit fix is only $1. We will give you a comprehensive consultation and give you tips on what you can do to improve your score today. Do you have a debit card handy? So guys, again, this is a script. It's very important that you are familiar with the script and that you are conversational. I'm reading from the script verbatim right now, but when you get on a phone or when you are role playing with another credit coach to sharpen your skills, you want to make sure that you make this piece conversational. Okay, And this is very important here because at this point, we are going to intake the client. We're going to intake the client. We are going to set them up with an Identity IQ account. Identity IQ is what we use to monitor your credit and what we use to pull your credit monthly to see any improvements. So you let the client know that, and you actually click on this link here, and it's going to take you to Identity IQ. Okay. All right. So now, once they get into Identity IQ, they're going to have, it's going to be $1 for 7 days. You're going to click and log in, and you're going to set this up for them. So what's going to happen is you're going to set this up for them, this whole entire account. We're going to manage it. They're going to pay the dollar for the first 7 days so they can kind of have some skin in the game. When they become a client of ours, we will change the card over to our company card, and we will pay the actual fees for Credit Repair Cloud as a part of our service. Okay. If the client says that they cannot do the consultation right now, first tell them that it will only take 15 to 30 minutes. All right. So you want to try to get this done as soon as possible. If they give you a rebuttal, you need to try to, or if they give you an excuse or saying that they need to get off the phone, you should try to hit them with a soft rebuttal, like it's only going to take a few minutes, 15, 20, 30 minutes. If they still cannot do the credit fix, schedule them in the calendar for the closest day possible and go from there. So again, if you're on the phone with the client for 10:30, all right, try to schedule them for 11 or 12. The next available slot that you have, you want to make sure that you schedule them for that. Remember, the service is only $1 for 7 days, and then your card will be charged the $24.99 per month until you cancel. If they decide to become a client, the price will be included in their monthly bill. We will take care of that for them. Again, we're going to save this information, okay? And again, we're now going to go over the credit intake process. So you're going to go over to Credit Repair Cloud. Once you set up their Identity IQ, you have their username, their password, and you have everything set up. You're going to log into your account. All right, here we have a sample client, one client that we are actually working with now. And you are going to actually, I'm sorry. You're going to create a new client. In most cases, the way that our system is set up, this client should be already loaded into your system. If not, you will have to create a manual client. And you do that by adding a new client. Okay, so you're going to put in the first name, the last name, email, last four of the social, date of birth. You're going to confirm all of that with the client. Make sure that everything is in here correct. Normally, you will have this will already pretty much be loaded in. All you would have to do is go and input the Identity IQ credentials into the system for them. Okay, we're going to go back to Miss White here. Okay, so Miss White, we click on her profile. Okay, so we're at Miss White's profile. You'll see her name, phone number, email. You will also see the documents that are uploaded. Okay, we will get to that part in a second. You will see the dispute status of everything here, and you will see her scores. We are going to import her credit report online right now. Okay. As you can see down here is her login credentials. You are going to go if you have I've already put them in for her, but if you have a new client, you're going to put in their details here by clicking edit details. You're going to fill this out. The security word should be the last four of the social security number. Okay. So we're going to import the report. This is a pending report that we've already pulled in. Okay. So essentially what happens is you're going to import the report and you're going to get a client audit. Okay. We're going to generate the audit. Typically, when you hit import and it's a first time client being imported into the system, they're going to generate this report here. And this report is used to sell and close your client. This does the selling for you. Okay, this is the simple audit. In this audit, we're going to go over it and we are going to use this audit to educate and close the lead. All right, so now, again, when you hit import, typically this is what happens. They are going to get this report. All right, you are going to click email audit to client. Email audit to client. Okay, I've already done that, so I'm not going to do it because she will receive an email. And we're going to go down the list. Freedom Score Group. This looks really nice and neat. It has our address here. It has our website. It has my email, phone number. Okay. And as you can see, on behalf of Freedom Score Group LLC, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you as a new client. Okay. Just really, really good stuff. And here, you can just educate them. This credit analysis is broken down into 5 following sections. And they'll be reading this along with you. So you don't have to read it verbatim, but just highlight the important parts. Okay? Just let them know that you're able to be contacted. That's very, very important. Okay? And then it's going to have your name here as the credit coach. All right. So the basic thing here is when you are on the phone speaking with a client, you want to make sure that you go over this section here, especially if they are not familiar with how credit works. If they are familiar with how credit works and you gather that they do not need this piece, but they are just adamant about getting things removed, you can gauge it as to whether or not you want to go over this stuff. But people who are not familiar with credit, you definitely should educate them on these things here. Okay. One thing to highlight, here's a brand new Toyota Camry. It's a $23,000 vehicle, 66-month term. You have person A, and then you have person B. Okay. Person A is a 730 credit score. Person B is a 599 credit score. And if you're a person who has realized or been through a bad credit situation, tell personal stories. Personal stories are great. I tell clients all the time, my parents were people who did not really understand credit, and we were person B. Our family was person B. Literally, my mom and dad, we would go out and purchase furniture, and we would go to buy here, pay here for vehicles. Their credit was more along 599. The interest rate was 15%. Okay, so therefore we're paying for cars $500 and $600 a month, and then if you look at the interest here, the total interest paid is $10,000, almost $11,000, and consequently, person B, my family, we paid twice as much for the same vehicles. All right, person A, a person who has great credit, if you notice, the interest rate is very low. It's 1.99% as compared to 14.99%. The payment was $368, much more affordable, and the total interest paid was only about $1,300, and they got the vehicle for $10,000 less. Now think about it. How what you could have done with $10,000? You could help your kids go to college. All right. There's a number of things you can do. You can remodel your house. It's a number of different things you can do. All right. So person B pays $9,616 more than a person with good credit. Guys, that's a very, very powerful example, and you should be using that with people who need it. Okay. And then we go down to, what is a credit score? A credit score is a number generated by a mathematical formula. Okay. It's very, very complicated, pretty much. Okay. We know basically how it's calculated, but at the end of the day, consumer credit scores are calculated, and it's a formula, and therefore we can kind of predict how much your score is going to go up. But again, we cannot guarantee how much your score is going to go up based on how it's calculated. And then again, you go over what is a credit bureau. So you let them know Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian are the three basic credit bureaus. All right, that's who we're working with. And let them know that credit bureaus, they're businesses. All right, so let them understand, or allow them to understand, or teach them that these are businesses, and they typically do not have your best interest at heart. They are for making a profit. Therefore, you need to explain to them that they must be very aggressive when it comes to these credit bureaus. Let them know that we send letters out on their behalf, and we challenge negative items on the report. Anything that is incorrect, or anything that is negative, or that is not theirs, or even if it is theirs, let them know, do not admit to any debt being theirs, because we are going to challenge it. The onus is on the credit bureaus. The credit bureaus have to prove that the debt is, in fact, theirs, according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, right? That is how we operate. We challenge incorrect items on the credit report utilizing the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and we send those letters to creditors and the credit bureaus. That is how we operate. No magic potion. All right, so how do the credit bureaus determine your credit score? Again, this is a very, very important piece of the analysis here. because most people don't know this. All right, 35% of your score is calculated by your payment history, credit cards, and um, car notes, installment loans, things like that. You want to pay those things on time, because if you don't, if you neglect your student loans, if you neglect your car note and you don't pay it on time, or credit cards, those late payments stay on your report for 7 years. Okay? Especially if it's happened within the last 24 months. Okay? The next piece is the capacity and the amount owed. How much do you owe, or how much credit limits are available? All right. So people who, when you have a credit card, let's say that the limit is $1,000. The rule of thumb is that you want to keep that balance under 30% of the limit. You want to keep the balance under 30% of the limit, so you need to educate them on that. It's very important that when you do have a credit card, all right, remember when we asked them did they have credit cards and they said yes or no? Well, if they said yes, all right, and you've scrolled through this, right, because I do recommend that you scroll all the way through this and see what is up with their credit. So even before you talk to the client, you should scroll through this and do a very quick look as to what's going on. Okay, just take a look and see. Okay, just take a mental note. You might want to write it down. You see that she has some inquiries. All right, and this is important as well. This is her credit card utilization. So she's under that 30% threshold. She's managing them well, but you will see clients where they have a $4,500 credit limit and the balance is $4,000. That's not a good look. So you want to make sure when you're explaining this piece to your clients that staying under 30% of the limit is best practices. I like to tell people to get it under 10%. All right, but 30% is standard. Length of credit. How long have you had your credit cards? Let them know that the people who have great credit, 730, 800 credit scores, 720s, they've had credit cards for a long time. Right? They never close their credit cards unless they are bad credit cards, unless they are high interest, those just bad credit cards. All right, bad introductory credit cards. You need to close those once your credit gets up to par and move to a better card. All right, new credit. New credit is your inquiries. Inquiries. Anytime that a client pulls their credit or someone pulls their credit utilizing their social security number, they get dinged with what is called a hard inquiry. When we pull your credit, you're getting pulled with a soft inquiry. It's similar to Credit Karma. Similar to Credit Karma. Okay? Types of credit used. So how many different types of credit do you have? Do you have a mortgage payment? Do you have an installment payment for a car note? Do you have a credit card payment? Things like that. All right. So those are the types of credit used. So that makes up 100% of your credit score. Okay. And you go over that with them. And again, use personal stories, guys. Okay. Typically, I don't go over this with them. This is a very long, so I don't try to keep them on the phone extremely long. I will tell them that, hey, just note, we want to try to get you to anywhere between a 680 and a 699 here. So you want to explain to them this is a good score. They'll practically get guaranteed for the best interest rates here. And then you want to just note that 700 to 799, 27% of the United States is there. But we're trying to get you to 680 to 699. And they can read that on their own leisure. Okay. Next, we're going over their credit score now. Now we're going over their personal credit, and you're going to let them know, and they'll see this as well. All of their scores. This client is actually doing pretty well. In an event like this, unless they want something to like really come off their report, I would tell them to continue their good habits. with credit. These are typically clients that we really wouldn't intake, but with this particular client, they wanted something off their report, so they decided to come in with us. So next, you will see their derogatory summary. The derogatory summary is where you're going to see how many delinquent accounts, how many derogatory accounts. She has 4 here, 4 for Experian, 4 for TransUnion, 4 for Equifax. She has minimal collections, so she has 1 collection for Experian and 2 for TransUnion. Public record, she has 0. That's good. You want to see that because bankruptcies are very difficult to get off. Judgments and liens are very difficult to get off. Inquiries, all right? So she's doing pretty decent, okay? We have clients who have 75, 80, 100 inquiries on their report. And again, they stay on your report for 2 years. Public records stay on your report for up to 7 years in Georgia. Collections, 7 years, so forth and so on. All right, so now you're going to move down and it's going to give you a little bit more information on what's going on with the accounts. Capital One Auto, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. You can see that it's October of 2017. These are late payments. So with late payments, we will send a goodwill letter on her behalf, and we will try to get those removed with a goodwill letter. Now, the goodwill letter and late payments is completely up to the discretion of the creditor. We've gotten them removed, but sometimes they do not remove late payments. So if you have a good history, if this client has a good history of payment, we can attempt to send a letter of goodwill and get that removed, but it's not a guarantee. Nothing in credit repair is a guarantee. Portfolio recovery, and again, you'll start to see these occur pretty often. These same credit furnishers. So September 2020, she was late, went into collection, so that's a good one to challenge. Late payment for Jefferson Capital. Verizon went into collections. Synchrony Bank collections, Capital One charge off, all right? And this is from 2014. So the older ones, you want to start with the older ones first. You want to start with the oldest accounts because those have the highest probability of getting removed because they have probably been sold to maybe 2, maybe 3 or more collection agencies. And again, data gets lost. People who are keying in the information or keying in the data, they may have put the information in the wrong place. So this is why we challenge these things. You never know, they'll come off. Okay. Again, the public records will show up here: bankruptcies, liens, judgments, repossessions, evictions, stuff like that will show up here. She doesn't have any, which is good. And again, we have your inquiry. So to the left here is the company who pulled the credit. She tried to get a mortgage here. First option mortgage, Navy Federal, August of 20. Again, you want to look for the oldest ones, all right? And then you're going to be on the phone with the client at this point, and you're going to ask them which ones would they like to challenge. Okay, you do not want to challenge anything that is an open account. So if she has an open Navy Federal account, you do not want to challenge this because if you do, they may close her account. All right, we want to stay away from that. All right, so make sure you go through this with the client, go through their credit reports with them and ask them what would they like to challenge. You write that down, put that into our system. That way we have a written record and you notate that. And again, you're going to go down to her credit utilization and you're going to see that she's doing pretty well. You just encourage her, okay, keep doing well. Your credit utilization is great. Remember, keep your credit cards under 30% utilization. Now, if they do not have any credit cards, we are going to recommend that they use a credit card system that we have is called the Credit Builder Card. As you can see, we have an affiliate link right here, and you will send them this link. They will sign up for a $200 secure credit card. Okay, they send in the $200, and once they send it in, 2 weeks later, they will get, I believe it's a MasterCard or a Visa credit card, and instruct them to keep the balance under 30%. All right. So if it's a $200 card, 60 bucks. Okay. 60 bucks. Don't spend any more than 60 bucks. Make sure that they pay it on time and consistently. Do not be late, and they will see good results. Okay. Again, so now we have went through the actual credit audit um, with the lead. Okay. So you can, again, furthermore educate them if they're not familiar with credit and how it works. It's going to give you a summary of everything here, of what's going on. And then you just draw out a plan of action. Let them know, again, we do not work any magic potions. Tell them if they are interested in credit repair that they need to commit at least 6 months to this process and then reevaluate. All right, this is not an overnight process. It takes us, we challenge, depending on their package, up to 15 items per month. So that's 5 per credit bureau. We challenge no more than 5 per credit bureau, because of the fact that if we challenge more, again, the credit bureaus like to play games. They make their money off of having things on consumer reports. So the longer that they have things on your report, the more that they can sell the information to their clients and make money off of you. So again, you have to let them know that we're being aggressive by sending letters, and they have 30 to 45 days to respond. There may be times where they don't hear anything from the credit bureaus. There may be times where nothing comes off your report. That's why it takes a commitment of at least 6 months before, that they should, consider doing something else. But it takes time, and we do not, I repeat, we do not guarantee results. We do not guarantee a price, a score jump. Do not quantify it. Just let them know, hey, we can't guarantee anything. The way that credit works, all we do is we send the letters and we challenge. You can see everything in your client portal. Okay. You can see everything in their client portal. When you go and set up their client or set up their account, you can send them their client portal information, and I will show you that as well. Okay. All right. And again, this is just wrapping up. This is just really wrapping up, letting them know that they need to be a part of their credit repair process by not going out applying for new credit, paying their bills on time. They have to help us, because if they go out applying for new credit all the time while we're in the process of repairing their credit, they are not going to get the results that they are looking for. Okay, so let them know how they can contact you. And typically at the end of this, I will say something like this: I am sending letters out today for other clients. I'd like to get you started. Would you like to get started today? And then you let them know the price. Okay, let them know the price. So at this very moment, this could change. You let them know the price, but our old price was $169.99 to get started and $69 a month. We did have a spouse special where a spouse could sign up for the service. We would waive the $169 and we would just charge the $69.99 for both, right? So it came out to about $139 to get them started. Our prices have changed since then, so you will know what the price is if you are operating. All right, again, and now you're done. If they say yes, we want to get started right now. Okay, so now we're going to import the credit report. I've already done that. And now we are going to tag the items. Okay, so now we go through this report and then we're looking for misspelled names. Okay, she may have been married. Okay, uh, previously. All right, you want to remove all of these names. Okay, and all of these old addresses. You want to remove those addresses. You want to get them out. All right. You only want to have one active address on the account. Okay. So now we're looking at the inquiry. So we want to see, first of all, is there anything in here that is 2 years or older? All right. So 11/22/19. So this is not going to fall off into 11/22/21. Again, you are still on the phone with the client at this time and you're going through here. So you don't see anything. Okay. You don't see any, I don't see anything. All right. Now you should ask the client, oh, okay. So which one of these did you not um, did you not uh, give permission to be that you did not authorize? Which one of these did you not authorize? Typically, people who go to car dealerships and they try to go purchase a car, what you'll see is their credit will be pulled and it'll be in clusters. And you'll see that their credit was pulled 10 times in one day. Those are instances where they did not authorize that car dealership to pull their credit that many times. So you're going to go through there and you're just going to tag it. Just like this. We're not going to do that for this one per se, but I'm just showing you how to do it. And you're going to go to this inquiry was not authorized. And then you're going to add instructions. Please remove the outdated information that's causing me to be denied credit. Okay, that's it. You're tagging the report. But in this case, we're not going to tag that one. But that's what you would do in an event of removing an inquiry off of the report. Right. So we're going to scroll down. All of these white accounts are positive accounts. We do not have to touch them. Capital One Auto Finance. You're going to click here to show more detail. It's an auto loan. It's open. So we want to scroll down and we see here that it's late. So again, we're going to do the goodwill letter for this one. And we're going to say, even if they were late and it's true, we're going to say, let's see here. The status is incorrect for the following account. I have only been late once. Can you please remove this from my credit report? It's causing me to be denied credit. Thank you. Okay? That's it. The next one, okay, she doesn't have much on this credit report. Again, this is an open account. Late payment. Okay? So again, we're not going to say that this account is not mine because it is. It's an operating account. It's still open. The status is incorrect. I've only been late once. That's it. Again, here's another open account, so we know that it's a late payment. Status is incorrect. I've only been late once. Okay. And then here's a collection. All right, for $2,700. Okay. Account information disputed by consumer. Okay, maybe not. It depends. She may have disputed it only once, and uh, she didn't get the results. But we're going to dispute it again. On this one, typically I would use this account is not mine. Okay, and you're going to go through the software training, or you should have went through the software training for Credit Repair Cloud and the dispute training. At this point, if you have not, you should go through the dispute training, and it's going to teach you how to actually do this. I am simply showing you how to tag items. This is, again, standard operating procedure for Freedom Score Group. Okay, please remove. Let's see. This information is causing me to be denied credit. Please remove this information from my credit report. That's it. Again, collection. It's a closed account. $521. This account is not mine. And this is the basic action that we're doing with this client. First time sending out the letters. This is 99% of the time, this is what you're going to be doing. Using this. Let's see here. Account is not mine. Information is causing me to be denied credit. Here's an old credit card. Balance for $1,500. It's collections. It's charged off. Again, it's collections. $1,500. It's charged off. Okay, this is relatively recent. It's last active in 2019, but we're going to shoot for the stars. We're going to say, even if it's theirs, even if they do admit to the debt being theirs, still, we are going to, the account is not mine. Okay, and same thing. Okay, now if it's old and it's like 8 years old, you can use something like, please remove this outdated information. Okay, if it's identity theft, if the client tells you that it is identity theft, tell them to upload the documents, or they can send the documents to your email. You can upload it for them if they're having issues, and you will send that information out with the letters, and you would tag this as identity theft. But you want to make sure that they have affidavits and supporting documents. Any supporting documents that they can send with their challenges is welcome. Let them know that. Okay. Here's an auto loan. Joint account. Maybe very, very old. It's from 2017. Again, this is the round one. This account is not mine. All right. Please delete this off my credit report. Now we're done with tagging. Now we're going to save work and go to the dispute wizard. Okay. Okay. So at this point in time, we're done. The client has said that they want to become a client, and we are done. They're going to make their payments. Okay, so now we're going to tag round one. Very, very basic. Round one, we're going to add saved pending items, and we're going to tag. Personal information, I don't tag, because typically what we'll have the client do is call the credit bureaus personally, and you instruct them that we cannot do that on their behalf. What they should do is call, pull up their credit report through Identity IQ. You'll give them their credentials, and they should remove any negative addresses, phone numbers, any personal information. It's much faster than us sending letters. I believe Experian requires that we send letters, and that's fine. If they call you back and they cannot get that done, then we can send the letters out. All right, so we're going to tag again. This is TransUnion, Experian, Equifax. Make sure we're not challenging no more than 5 per bureau. All right, so between 3 and 5. So this account is not mine. Following account is not mine. All right, so now we're at 3 for TransUnion, 2 for Experian, 1 for Equifax. All right. All right, so we should be good to go. So now, again, 3 here, 4 here, 4 here, we're good to go. You retag them by clicking on them, clicking on the actual items that we want to challenge. And now we are here, okay? We are here to the final stage of before we send out the letters. So we want to make sure that her date of birth is correct. So typically what I would do is go back to the client dashboard, or if you still have her on the phone, you just simply ask her what her date of birth is, or you go back to the client portal and you will you can pull up her driver's license that she has put into the system and get the driver's license or get the date of birth from there, making sure that in her client portal, on her client dashboard, when you log into her client information, you're going to input the address stuff there and it's going to pull up in here. So you have to make sure that all of her name, her address, date of birth. That's why earlier we wanted to make sure that all of that stuff was inputted because it's going to pull into here. Okay, again, this is the letter that we're sending to Equifax. The address is already pulled up through the software. I received a copy of my credit report and found the following items to be in error. The status is incorrect. That's what we tagged it. Then it's going to tag Jefferson Capital. I've only been late once. That's what we put in, right? Okay. And then it has the legal jargon needed to remove the information. Okay. And then Wanda White. So when you send the client the login portal, they are going to do this on their own. If they have not done this on their own, you can do this for them on their client dashboard. Now we got Experian, the things that we tag for Experian, and then the 4 things that we tag for TransUnion, and then we have the client docs here. So the ID, the utility bill is already uploaded there. Okay, and very important, what we're going to do is we're going to save the letters. We're going to save the letters, and then you are going to put in round 1 dispute or round 1 collections, right? If it's collections and inquiries, you can put collection/inquiries, right? Whatever you want to put. Okay. So now you want to create a task to follow up within 30 days. So what that means is you're going to save all 3 letters, and a task is going to pop up 30 days from now to remind you in your calendar to check on this client. This client's report should be updating within 30 days. Save all 3. Now the letters are going to go, right? They're saved. They're going to come up here. You're going to go up here. At the top, you're going to click on this printer. All right, so now you see all three letters: TransUnion, Experian, Equifax. And I'm going to show you how to mail these letters out. Okay, let's go back to her dashboard. Let me go back to her dashboard. Remember, guys, leads will be green. That lead is yellow. She is a free client that we are working with. Uh, Clients who are on promotional types of accounts, we'll do a free credit repair for them. They're yellow. The clients will be white. So the clients, when we have the clients in the system, the real paid clients, they will be white in your system. So again, we're at her dashboard and we see that we pulled her credit and we see her scores here. And then the next time that we pull her credit, that we re-import her credit, she will have a new score. It's either going to be up or down. It's going to be another bar here. It's either going to be up or down. Again, now we have imported her report. Everything's in the system, right? So now we have 8, 9, 10, 11 items in dispute. Okay. She can see this in her client portal. Okay. If they do not, or if you have not sent her login information, this is how you do it. Sending in login information. Okay. All right. So down here at the bottom, portal access on. Okay. That's her email. It's going to tell you the last time you sent login details. In order to get it back to her, you resend login details here. Okay. Once you create the account, it's going to send the login details. But if you need to resend, you resend them here. Okay. And we are done when it comes to intaking clients. We are done. The next step is to actually send out the actual letters to the credit bureaus, and we used a system called postalocity.com.